They say that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Well, if that's true, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see something magnificently made? Because that's exactly what you should be seeing. And if you don't see something magnificently made, it's because you don't have inner peace and you're not loving yourself correctly and you're not happy. At the end of the day, no matter what's going on, no matter what stresses you're dealing with, no matter what objects are in front of you, are you happy? Because nothing else can make you happy but yourself. No money, no person, no opportunity, just you. You have to be happy in the storms. You have to be happy in the down times, in the dark times, when you're by yourself, when you're alone. You have to make yourself happy. And nowadays it's harder than ever because we live in a filter, fictitious world where everybody's telling you what beauty is, and that's not what beauty is. Before you post your pictures, you're taking a picture of yourself, and then you're going through all these different filters trying to figure out which one is the best. The best filter is the filter on your spirit. So you need to change your spirit filter. And when you look in the mirror, you need to swipe and say, you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're magnificently made. Let me tell you a story about a wonderful young lady named Taria Pitts. Taria Pitts had model quality. She was an athlete. And one day she was running in the Australian Marathon. Tragically, a fire came around her. She fell out and literally was cooking alive. They rushed her to the hospital. They called her boyfriend Michael, and he soon came. He looked at her, seen how horrific she looked, and he said to himself, if she makes it out of this, I'm gonna marry her. Because Michael knew something the world didn't know. Taria had inner beauty. She had inner peace. She loved herself. And no matter what she looked like on the outside, that was something that Michael couldn't lose. So the day they was releasing her from the hospital, he went to the jewelry store and bought her that ring. Today, they're happily married. Taria, she's a motivational speaker and wrote books, and they have a kid together, a young daughter. That's beautiful. That's majestic. That's loving yourself. Let me tell you another story about my boy J.R. Martinez. For any of you soap fans, you've seen J.R. Martinez. He is a burn victim soap star. But when he was younger, he was beautiful. He was 18 and playing football and at all the girls, and that's really all he used to think about when he was a teenager. But he enlisted and he was in the Iraq War. They were driving down in the Jeep, and the next thing you know, boom, that explosion turned his whole life around. He had to get up. He had to look in the mirror. He had to look at something that he couldn't recognize, and he had to fall in love with that just so he could be the J.R. Martinez we know on the soaps. And he has a beautiful wife and a beautiful life, and you should see him doing his thing on the red carpet. No matter what you do in this life, the only thing you need to do is love yourself. You need to love yourself more than anybody in this world. And it's not about being selfish, it's about being self-more. You cannot live for other people's approval because you will die by their disapproval. So what you need to do is go ahead and change that spiritual filter and conquer this world for yourself. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.